Build bridges for relationship well-being. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1590 of What's She Up To Now. Documenting the journey as I have transitioned and been transitioning from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business. And, the good, the bad, the ugly, what works, what doesn't work, what is working, impact of COVID-19 on all of our businesses in the different areas and aspects of our life. So our annual challenge, the BU 365-day challenge, this month, this segment, the month of June, we're talking about relationships. So we shared all the different types, not all the different types, but 8 different types of relationships. And then as an action item, we're sharing which of those 8 types, family relationships, friendships, acquaintances, romantic, sexual, work relationships, situational relationships, or your relationship with yourself has been the biggest challenge for you so far in your life. For me, I would say the relationship with myself, because wherever I go, there I am. And I'm the only actual constant in all of my relationships. So that's the only thing I can actually control. For our idiom related to that, for Supersize Your Business, I've got a group of business women that I work with, and we share an idiom every day, or I share an idiom every day, I guess, what it means, where it came from, and how we could use it to build and grow and supersize our businesses. So today's was to build bridges. Where does it come from? It's, of course, from the ancient Roman times. It comes from the Latin word pontifex, which means bridge builder. And it was popular, and still is, pontiffs are in the Catholic Church, the religion I was raised in. And the Pope is, of course, the highest of the bridge builders, or it's his responsibility and job and expectation is to build bridges, although some popes do a better job than others, as we've seen and continue to see. So we talked about, for Supersize Your Business, how do you go about building bridges in your organization? And I talked about my experiences in corporate America, where the bigger the organization was, and even in some smaller ones, you get this silo effect throughout the different functions. It happens in government and in any big organization, educational organizations, schools, colleges, where each different department is kind of fighting amongst themselves for more resources, for more attention, for more power in the organization. And that causes internal infighting and things and miscommunication. So how do you deal with that? What do you do about that? We talked about that. And then the different ways we make sure we don't create that silo effect in our organizations by having common vision, common goals, common purposes, by establishing cross-functional teams to do projects. Like in corporate America, we use cross-functional teams to install new software, because I was growing up in corporate America as technology and computers were just coming online. Prior to that, they weren't used. Everything was done by hand, right? It was crazy to think back on that now, how much harder things were to do and how much harder it was to get data and information than it is today. So we also would do things like making problem solving collaborative. So we would have cross-functional teams to do root cause analysis and investigations and to come up with good solutions that affected more than one division in the company, right? I've got mostly personally a manufacturing background, because I love manufacturing. I love to see how things are built. And so we would get together all the different divisions that would have a stake or an interest in a particular problem and its solution. And they would get together and decide, how do we collaborate to make the best solution for all of us, not just the best solution for manufacturing, or the best solution for maintenance, or the best solution for electrical, or the best solution for information services, IT back then. And then over time, we get rid of or we overcome the whole us versus them mentality within our organization. We want to have an all us versus mentality in our organization, us against the world, right? My daughter and her husband, I remember them saying, it's us against the world. It's you and I against the world. And it's not really against the world, but it means that we want to always have a united front within our relationship. And then outside of it, the only things that are going to negatively impact us are outside of us. We're not going to destroy ourselves from within. That makes sense. I think it does. So we'll be talking about relationships all month. Thus, I got out the duck, gray duck, because I'm kind of like the grandma duck and the mommy and daddy duck, or the baby ducks in many of my relationships these days. Used to be the baby duck, then I was the junior duck, then I was the mama duck, and now I'm the grandma duck. So I'm really excited to dig into relationships. Relationships are one of those areas and aspects of our life. It's the I don't number the areas of the life framework, but I work with 9 different areas and aspects of my life when I'm goal setting, when I'm planning, when I'm organizing my life and my time and setting my goals and objectives, and the action steps and the things I need to do to continuously improve in those areas. And relationship is one of those areas that, like most of them, that impacts all the other areas. I love to use this little diagram that I shared with one of my coaching students, because it shows that each of the 9 areas and aspects of our life are dependent on each and every other, including itself. Our relationship with ourselves is dependent on all the other relationships that we have and all the other areas and aspects of the life framework. So, big heavy sigh. I have to stop sighing. I got feedback that I sigh too much, and it's usually me releasing negative energy and bringing in positive energy, but it isn't perceived that way by family members and people outside of me. So I'm working to change that. So if you catch me sighing, write sigh in the comments below so I stop doing it. But I wish you an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, ask. Get the 5-minute guarantee. I still offer that. If you don't know what it is, ask about that. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow. Have an absolutely fantastic day.